Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Your girl Indigo Diamond here with another video here again, once again to talk about All Star 6. Now, my makeup is very different today. I've gone very woman with my makeup, and you know what? I'm happy with it. It's very womanly makeup, and I do think, you know, with my face and that it works, you know, and I do agree that this is probably the best my makeup has ever looked. I'm very happy about that. It did take me a while to do because I was like really concentrating with it, like I don't want this to go wrong. But yes, before we get into the video today, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for little old me, and tell me down below, who are you rooting for? Top 4 for me is, I think, Ginger, TKB, Kylie and Raja, I think are my top 4. So tell me down below, who are your top 4? Who are you rooting for? This week, unfortunately, we lost Jan in quite a unexpected episode. It's a girl group challenge. You would think she has a girl group, you know, that's what she does outside of Drag Race. You would have thought. But I think the thing is, it wasn't so much the girl group part that got her sent home. It was what happened in the challenge. But let's get into it, shall we? So this week in All Star 6, they had to write a verse for a new Drag Race song called Show Up Queen. And it was essentially supposed to be like a positive, sort of like building people up sort of thing. The girls split into groups. So Kylie won last week's challenge, so she was the team leader, and Raja survived from being sent home, so she was the other team leader. So Kylie picks Eureka and Ginger, quite a nice team, and so Raja gets Pandora, Jan, and TKB. Nice. See, for me, I kind of would have preferred this one last week, just because I get really irritated when the groups are uneven. It really bugs me. Don't know why. OCD maybe. So Kylie's group does well. You know, Kylie does well, Ginger does well, Eureka does well. The runway theme for the week was Tropics, essentially. Quite a few people, like a couple of people that were still in the competition went more of the sort of like Brazil Carnival route. Not that I'm complaining. I mean, it still to me says Tropics, and I mean they were great looks. And then obviously the the other people went more like resort wear. So Ginger's resort look was alright. The judges said it swallowed her up a bit, which I can kind of see, because unfortunately for Ginger, she is quite short, so unfortunately she can't necessarily wear certain things like that because it does crunch her up even more and swallow her. I think the other problem was the look she went for. It was like a J-Lo inspired look, and the problem is Jan did that as well. Jan's was better, and you never want to have that thing, and it's one of those things you never want to really go for like the obvious choice in something like that if you're going for a reference, because I mean we saw it in like the Madonna challenge, you know, in season 8 when all the kimonos, but you know she still looked alright. She did well in the challenge, so Ginger was safe. Kylie went down more of the Carnival route. She wore a lot of green, and you know Michelle even said on international television that, you know, she really liked the green hair on Kylie, and I agree. I loved Kylie's outfit. She looked great, but I mean, to be fair, there's not really been a runway look that I've looked at her and gone, wow, Kylie, you look rubbish. It's Kylie. She looks great like all the time. So she did well in challenge as well. I mean, the thing is, her team just did well, so there's not really anything to say about them. Eureka, I wasn't the biggest fan of her runway look, and I think it's because it was just really quite simple. It was a body, like a swimsuit with like a beach ball design on it. It was alright. It was cute. Not really much else to say about that. Now on to Raja's team. Raja herself did well in the challenge. I mean, you know, we know she can sing. We know she can dance. When she's not being not patronised. Well, when she's got a nice choreographer, we'll say that, because I mean, no offense, in season 11, was it like Trump the Rusical? I mean, yes, she had turned around and been like, oh, you know, I can do this dance, I can do this type of dancing, this type of dancing, and then later on she was like, oh, you know, that was this many years ago. Totally get that, but at the same time, there's no need to kind of be a complete and utter dick about it. You know, if they can't do the choreography, it's like, just be like, okay, well, work on it, move on. I know it kind of makes for better TV, but for me, I remember watching it, and because, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Raja in season 11 because of how she came across. I still felt really bad for her. I was like, I'm sorry, you know, don't come in here. You know, you don't know what she's been through in the competition. You don't know what she's dealing with. And just be essentially a dick to her. It's not really good as a choreographer, in my opinion. You should bolster people, not tear them down. But yeah, Raja did well in the challenge. And, you know, she wore a sort of swimsuit, but it looked good. You know, the only thing I will say is the pant, for me, kind of got a bit disjointed, because the top of the pant was the same like pattern as the like bra, but the bottom of the pant was like a completely different pattern, and it really threw me. My personal taste, I wasn't a fan of it, but I liked the rest of the outfit. I just would have been a fan if the pant was like all the one pattern. But I still liked the outfit in total, and her performance was good. So, you know, Raja ended up as safe. Who should we do? We'll do the winner next. So Trinity TKB, Trinity K.Bonet. She killed the challenge. You know, she was really good in rehearsals. You know, Raja appointed her as like choreographer, and I think that was a good choice. They also all really worked well together to try and sort of bolster each other when some people may have been struggling, so they really came together and were just kind of like, look, we can do this, and instead of tearing each other down. I mean, they are on the same team, so you would hope that they would, you know, like, build each other up, but, you know, sometimes they're kind of like, well, see ya. Trinity was another one that went more of the carnival route. Great outfit, gorgeous colour, red is my favourite colour. Red wig in the background, red dress on. She looked really good. She did really well in the challenge. Had a great message in her song. You know, her message was about, you know, knowing your status, about being HIV positive or negative. It was very important, which is obviously what this song is about. The song is about, you know, making sure... bolstering people. That's the word, bolstering people. That's what we want. Definitely think she was the right winner, so I'm happy with that. Now we get to the bottom two. Now the bottom two are Jan and Pandora. Now we'll speak about Jan because we've already spoken about her a bit. Obviously her runway look I really liked. It was sort of the JLo inspired one again, but better than Ginger's, unfortunately. Sorry Ginger, I love you. Jan also had like a cup and a bag that had the same pattern on. It looked great. I really enjoyed it. And it was just nice. A nice outfit. She was great in the challenge. The problem and the thing that really landed her in the bottom two was her verse. Now, she's very much going on about the fact that she like loves herself. So it was very sort of self-centered. I get it's all about... got where she was trying to come from with the fact that, you know, you've got to love yourself. But I think it was just a case of it just didn't quite land the way it was supposed to. I think with like she needed to sort of change the words to be more about, oh, you need to love yourself sort of thing, rather than I love myself, peppy, peppy, peppy. So I got the judges' critique. It's a shame because I really enjoy Jan as a drag queen. I think she's amazing as an entertainer, and it's just it's one of those just unfortunate things when it comes to Drag Race. You know, unfortunately, sometimes you go in thinking one thing and then other things happen, and it is what it is. What you're going to do. Pandora, on the other hand, bless her, Pandora struggled this challenge a lot. And it is one of those things, it's not really a good challenge for Pandora. She's not really like a girl group sort of queen, is she? You know, she struggled with the dancing. She says she's not really a dancer. And thing is, because she's not really so much of a like singer, and they joked about how, oh, you know, maybe you should do it more like you did with your talent show number, which yeah, it was a great idea, because that way it was a way she could do it and maybe feel more comfortable and more confident in it. But then it was kind of the thing that the judges kind of tore apart, really, wasn't it? They were like, you know, we didn't really get much from your verse. You know, we just spent a quite a long time saying like focusing on ha or laughing or something. And I got what they were saying, and it was sad because I really enjoy Pandora. I love Pandora Boxx so much. I remember like years ago, I put a message on one of her posts on Instagram just saying about how I really wanted to see her back on an All Stars because I love her so much. And at that point she was like, yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And this was like quite a while. I think this was back at like All Stars 3 or something. So it was like years ago. And I was like, just like hoping that she'd get on. And obviously she's on now, and I don't know, she kind of like started off strong, and then, you know, she kind of had a couple of dips, but she didn't get into the bottom two. I still think she should have won last week. Yeah, because last week was the American Horror Story one. I still think she should have won that, my opinion. But yeah, this week she just unfortunately missed the mark, and she ended up in the bottom two. Oh, I'm so sad. When it came to voting, obviously, TKB being the top All-Star of the week, she has her choice to make, and then the rest of the queens have their choice to make. TKB made her choice. We got to the lip sync. The lip sync assassin was Alexis Mateo. I mean, I love Alexis. I still think she should have been in All-Stars 5 longer than Blair. And I'm still annoyed at India Farah for essentially being the reason that Alexis got voted off. Because we all know that if that drama hadn't have happened, Alexis would have been in the comedy challenge instead of Blair. But, you know, she's a fierce lip syncer. She did the thing. She did really well. And she won. Alexis won the lip sync. I thought was the right choice. Especially considering TKB lost her wig. Oh, I felt so bad for her. It's never fun watching a queen lose their wig. Never. But, you know, TKB didn't let that phase her. You know, she still did the thing and did it well. Just unfortunately, you know, with that strike against her and, you know, the rest of the song anyway, Alexis was the winner. Now, Alexis pulls out the lipstick and it reveals that the group have chosen Pandora. And the reaction from RuPaul made it sound like she was like, oh, I did not want Pandora to go. And so they go, why did you put her in the bottom? I mean, obviously had to put her in the bottom because, you know, bad choice. Had to put her in the bottom because, well, who else would you have put in the bottom over Pandora? I'm sorry. I love her to pieces, but... but then Alexis goes, wait! Who thought there was only one lipstick, but I have another one. And it's like, what? And the other lipstick is Jan's. And Alexis Mateo reveals that it's a tie. So half the queens voted for Pandora and half the queens voted for Jan. Oh, awkward. And then RuPaul turns around and goes, well, you know, as it's stated in the All-Stars rules. I'm like, what All-Stars rules? I want to see these rules. I want to see what the rules are. Or did they just make them up on the spot? Like, I would love to... I mean, they probably didn't, because they're probably like, there's a possibility with this new format there will be a tie at some point. We've got to have a contingency for what will happen in that case. So, but I would love to know, like, if there's any other rules, like, for things that haven't happened yet. I mean, I'm sure they've got, like, a Dela rule. now. And it will be called the Dayla rule because Dayla eliminated herself, so I'll have something like that, I'm sure. Whereas, like, yeah, it's just not going to happen. If a queen, like, decides to eliminate herself in that way again, we'll have something that'll be like, yeah, no, the rules say you can't do that, so you have to do this. But the rules state that if there is a tie, the words escape me. Oh, the words have gone. Oh my god, why is this happening? The responsibility, that's a word. We'll use that. I think that was the word I was thinking of, but now I just have no idea. The responsibility of eliminating a queen reverts back to the queen in the competition, the top all-star of the week. Now, that top all-star still didn't win the lip sync, so they still don't get the cash tip, which I think is fair, because obviously they didn't win originally. But now they have to choose who goes home. Now, awkward, because it's like, oh, you pick someone and you're like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have to show just yet who I chose to go home. But now TKB has to show who she is going to send home. And she chose Jan. So Jan has to sashay away. But obviously, with this whole game within a game thing, RuPaul pops up on the screen and says, don't go just yet. There's a game within a game this season. Do you want to play? So Jan, as well as all the other queens that have been eliminated so far, will come back at some point. I'm assuming it's going to be sooner rather than later. I don't think it's next week. But who knows at this point? They'll just show up randomly. But do I agree that Jan should have gone home? I mean, this was her third time in the bottom. So, yeah, I think it was probably the best choice in, you know, I mean, yes, Pandora's not won any challenges yet, but this is her first time in the bottom. She's not exactly been doing badly. You know, she's been low, what, twice? Twice? Or once? Once, I think, actually, because she was low with the pink table talk. I think so. But, you know, she's been doing, like, high or safe, so I don't know. But then I suppose you could have said the same for, like, Scarlett. You know, she had been, like, high or safe, and she hadn't even had any low placements by the time she got eliminated, I don't think. But, anyway. So, yeah, Jan gets eliminated. Sad to see her go, but as I keep saying every week, you know, I'm at that point where it's just, I don't want to see anyone go. Sad times. In other news, some non-All-Star 6 related news, there's like rumours that we're about halfway through filming this all-winners season, or Drag Race Superstars as they're calling it. I am hoping that it does happen, only because of the fact that it'd be nice to see. I mean, with the rumour cast, there is one person I'm really excited to see back on my screen, like, just because it's been so long since she's been on, and I've seen her live a few times, and she's amazing. I don't want to give out any spoilers until anything's confirmed, and spoilers, you know, I don't really like giving spoilers out in my videos. I may watch spoilers, but I know not everyone does, so I don't like to kind of like force that on people anyway, and I don't want to be like, oh, cut from here to here. It just seems unnecessary. But, you know, obviously it is one of those things. I cover Drag Race, so if that does come to light and it does actually get confirmed, I will cover it. It would be nice to see. Just because, I mean, the rumour is if they did do it, it would be sort of like a point system, like no one would be eliminated. We will see what happens. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we've lost another queen. We are now down to the top 6. Top 6 queens. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming a queen is coming back at some point, just with everything. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. But until then, we have a top 6. I have my top 4 picked. Next week is Snatch Game. Exciting. I'm excited to see who everyone picks. I mean, I've seen the rumours of apparently who picks who, and all I'm going to say is that's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's going to be all from me. I'm going to edit this video and then stream for a bit and then post this video as I do every week. So yeah, before you click off the video, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, tell me who your top 4 is down below, and yeah, follow me on my socials, stop by a stream sometime, say hi. What am I streaming today? Guild Wars 2, I think. Guild Wars 2, I think. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!